The Bagfuel podcast is starting to be a problem.
Only our culture as this extension to discredit you or to say, "Oh, you still rapping?" or hatred. But if I'm still nice, you're not taking nothing from me.
They don't be nice, Esso.
No. I said, if you still nice.
Those are the
If you
niggas
can
that
still
still
do
putting
it.
out project and nobody's beefing. But because some of y'all, this is my problem. Just because some of the old niggas are still good, right? Some of them, I'm not going cap.
Right.
They got them thinking all these other old niggas could do it, and then old nigga off the street,
but that's on them.
a 48-year-old, a 49-year-old nigga that's never rapped before. I'm gonna go out there and rap now.
Everybody shouldn't.
What up, world? Your boy Charles Brown back again talking facts. Hit that like button, hit a subscribe, hit notification bell. Keep sending those Cashapps to CLBMG. Join the membership, gang. Listen, this YouTube stuff is a fraternity. It is like a group of guys that are coming up in the same building, in the same group, in the same mind state. We are a class, and some classes started before others. Like, it started with like the Vlad TVs and the Adam 22s. Those guys were in it for a while, and then you got the Curtis Kings and the Company Man, and then you got the newer guys like Jalopy, like me, like I want to say No Life Shaq, been around for a while, but like that kind of elk, that the hip hop stuff and things of that nature, and Math Hoffa. And for a time, we all, we built this thing together, right? We kind of like that we are extensions of each other, and we kind of got to play on each other's movement and momentum and support each other to a degree, and kind of have a school of fish mentality where we're all going down the same path. Well, I would never be overly disrespectful in any kind of way to my fellow YouTubers and for lack of a better word, podcasters, right? I have done videos before on different guys, but I try to keep it cool, right? Try to keep it professional and just say my piece and not be disrespectful. Like, I'll probably see any number of these people somewhere, some way, for some reason. So you don't want to be disrespectful just because you don't want to be disrespectful, right? But I do have to call it like I see it. I have done videos on What's the Dirt. I've done videos on Math Hoffa, right? I've done videos on different podcasters when it needs to be done. And this is just my thing. I'm a truth teller, and I also really 100%, I am a hip hop head, and I get very defensive about hip hop issues, especially when they contradict what the morals and the codes of hip hop should be, right? I say all that to say, I just watched this Bagfuel episode with the legendary Eric Sermon. I watched the clip. Somebody in my salute to Dale, right, in my group chat sent this and said, those Bagfuel dudes got a problem with old rappers, right? I'm like, all right, I'll click that later, And they started bantering back and forth, talking about ageism and things of that nature. Salute to Juan. He was a little upset. Well, not upset, but he's like, you know what, F that. I like them guys, but we got to get past this ageism in hip hop. And they said a lot more than just ageism, and I want to talk about it. But Bagfuel is becoming a problem, gang. Just like I did that episode on Drink Champs when they brought out this, who's this guy? The guy that runs with Charlemagne, right? When he had the problem with Kendrick. I got a problem. This is becoming kind of, it's getting a little, it's starting to be consistent, right? We're starting to see that these Bagfuel dudes a little bit on the wrong side of this hip hop thing right now, gang. I'm just gonna be honest, and I know you're gonna say, well, Charles, what do you mean on the wrong side? Everybody has their own opinion. Well, yeah, but hip hop is going a certain kind of way, right? We're getting away from the ageism, right? We're getting away from the Drakeism, and these guys seem to be very pro Drake. They've said some very suspect things about the whole situation, right? And they seem very, it's like they clicked up, kind of took shots at Nas, and it's just like, wait, what's going on over at Bagfuel, gang? Like, y'all supposed to be, you calling yourself the #1 hip hop source, influence, whatever got going on, this, that, and the third. And like I said, I'm gonna keep it respectful, but I do want to talk about this Heineken and Esso. And guess what? I have no problem with them. I was rooting for them just like I was rooting for Rory and Mal. Believe it or not, right? I always tell the story that when I first started this channel, my channel was pro Rory and Mal, and I think I got my first 1,000 subscribers off of going at Joe Budden over Rory and Mal. But we have since seen what Mal has become and how ridiculous Rory and Mal have become. And I think the only unsubscribe, I never really unsubscribed from anybody. I unsubscribed from Rory and Mal and this other black content creators, a fat black guy, Aaron something or whatever. I can't remember his name, but when I get it, I'll let you know. But I don't unsubscribe lightly, K. I take that very, I let people say what they want to say. I let them cook. I didn't unsubscribe from What's the Dirt. So I don't really unsubscribe, but I unsubscribe from Rory and Mal just to let you know. The thing is, man, I take this so serious, right? I especially take age serious because I am an artist, right? I am over 40, and I know a lot of people over 40, over 50 that can out-rap most of these motherfuckers that say they 22 years old, 32 years old, they tear your ass up, right? So at the end of the day, I run with a lot of people who express themselves musically, artistically, and do a very good job, make very good music. So when I see some older gentlemen like Heineken and Esso who go on their own podcast, bro said he's 49, Greg hit 50, and he's on there talking about old niggas shouldn't be rapping. I take offense to that. I get very cross with that, right? I remember when Diddy said that, your old ass shouldn't be right. Said that shit 15 years ago about old dudes rapping. 50 Cent said the same thing. And we got this uphill battle where we're always trying to knock down and bring down the older statesmen. You want us to support the young guys, but you don't want us to do the music no more. You just want us to step back and let them drill this shit all to death and do all kind of nonsense. No, we're not doing that. And so when I see someone of their ilk talking about an Andre 3000 and talking about the clips, right? Talking about the clips I thought, to me, it was kind of negative. I thought that they were, if you go watch the clip, I thought it was a negative conversation about the clips. It sounded like they have little to no respect for older rappers, and that's that nigga mentality. That's why rap is fighting itself in the hood, in the streets, and online and everywhere else when people start talking about that ageism shit. That's why we have these problems. That's why Andre 3000 don't want to come back and rap, right? Because he's going to hear this nonsense. Allegedly, Eric Sermon said on the video that he heard that Andre 3000's kids told him, Dad, this is beyond you. Well, I would like to tell them little niggas, like, we want to hear what Andre got to say. I'm just going to be honest. Those little people, right? I'm not going to call them that. But at the end of the day, I don't know his kids. I don't know nothing going on in his family. But I feel like Andre 3000, they said in the chat that he won verse of the year right after he said he shouldn't be rapping no more, right? So then he won verse of the year, won a Grammy or some shit. So it's like, gang, like, we need these elder statesmen because nobody else is holding up like that. Nas making the best music of his career, right? But these guys were on the Jim Jones train. When Jim Jones was talking about he's better than Nas, this, that, and the third, they started saying some really funny style stuff about Nas in defense of Jim Jones. Talking about when they were trying to defend Jim Jones's social media presence and is he more relevant than Nas, is that, and the third. The goofiest conversation that we had in all of 2025 was Jim Jones more relevant than Nas. And the Bagfuel guys co-signed it. They had him up there and was very tippy-toe around it. And then they started supporting him. Like, what does Nas really have for da-da-da? Well, Nas could pack out the fucking Madison Square Garden right now. So all that shit you talking about, because Jim Jones gets in the algorithms and motherfuckers talking about him negatively, like, let's just start there. They ain't talking about him in a good fucking way. So all that you talking about, well, what does Nas have? Well, Nas could do a world tour. Nas tours constantly. Nas get mad love everywhere he go. They went in Harlem and started questioning, asking people walking up and down the street, Jim Jones or Nas, and people start laughing like, don't do that. They're like, I gotta live here, but it's Nas. So what we talking about? They out of 20 people, one or two said Jim Jones. So what we talking about? But somehow, some way, Bagfuel decided that Jim Jones had a point. But this stuff with these podcasts is relationship based, right? So a lot of this stuff, you might see some dude co-signing a guy like, you're like, why does Jim Jones take such a heavy-handed liking to Drake, right? Why is Math Hoffa so heavy-handed leaning Drake? Why are these guys Bagfuel leaning Drake? A lot of these guys got something from him in the past. A lot of these guys have relationships with these radio stations, these labels and these stations and this, that, and the third, who got something from them in the past and they want something from them in the future. So they lean in that way. It's political. right? Kendrick ain't running around like Bagfuel said with the whores. When Drake was out, like bro from Bagfuel said that he wanted Drake to come back because hip hop was born, right? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know the difference between Heineken and Esso. I think Heineken is the one with the braids, right? What is it? The braids? I think Heineken the one with the braids, and the other one is Esso, or vice versa. I think I'm almost 100% that Heineken is the one with the braids. And salute to Heineken and Esso. They did their thing after Math Alpha. Everybody was rooting for him. I've done stories on them. How, you know what I'm saying? Da-da-da-da, whatever with the Math Alpha thing. But end of the day, we got to call a spade a spade. Y'all talking crazy. Y'all talking crazy over there, bro. You're saying that, yo, Drake brought out the whores, the whole city light up. Y'all niggas in New York, so New York needs Drake to light the whole city up, man. Make this shit make sense, gang. Please? I don't understand this. Like it wasn't making no sense. Yo, we need Drake back. Drake was making hip hop special. Why? Why? You are an elder statesman. You're 49 years old from New York. You claim to have all these industries connects. And you're trying to tell me New York, and not even just New York, hip hop? Hip hop itself can't maintain itself without Drake? I beg to differ. I think we're doing just fine right now. And it sounds like Heineken, which I believe, bro, was the brace. Salute to Heineken. I'll chop it up with you one day, my nigga. I ain't got no beef with y'all. I just want to call this out. I want to call a spade a spade. But you kind of sound a little like you really ain't feeling the clips being where they at. He took the end of the video, he's discrediting their sales. Like, they're not real numbers. They're bundles, da-da-da. First of all, I'm going to go on record. I said this already, and I'm going to say it again. I don't give a fuck about none of that. If you bundled it, if you did bots, I don't give a fuck how you got your fucking sales. All that shit is fucking bullshit, because end of the day, these motherfuckers rob Spotify ass, rob the fucking record labels, rob them motherfuckers of every fucking penny, because they fucking, all that shit is fucking bullshit. They're not the culture at all. They've been stealing from the culture for 50 fucking years. So I don't give a fuck what you gotta do. Just so we clear, I don't give a fuck about no bundles. But he brought up bundles in regards to the clip, saying they said, yo, how much the clip sell? He said, oh, it's one, bro said 113. I think it was more than that. I think the clips did like something like 120, 125, 135. Some shit was a solid number for first week fucking sales for some old ass motherfuckers like the Clips. Salute to the Clips, great win the album of the fucking year. Just performed at the Vatican. We don't do this shit for numbers. But let's just say we did. So the Clips got 100-something, whatever. So the guy with the braids, Heineken, I'm just calling him Heineken until I'm proven otherwise in the comments, right? Heineken was like, them ain't even real numbers. So he's discrediting the Clips' whole fucking rollout. So E-Dub was confused. Like, what you mean ain't real numbers? What that mean? What you mean not real numbers? So he goes, well, they ain't real numbers because they put the shit in T-shirts and bumbles. You get people buy the T-shirt. It's nigga logic, gang. I'm just here to tell you, we're witnessing niggas giving nigga logic out as if it's facts. He said people bought the merch and they stuck the CD in the merch and didn't listen to it. So he thinks it's fucking Prince, right? Back in the fucking 90s, putting a T-shirt with a CD. Even them people, guess what, nigga? Even the people that bought the shirt from Prince with the CD in the shit, they knew they was getting a fucking CD. Okay? So the nigga logic is like, yo, they bought the shirt, got the CD, they never played it, so them ain't real numbers. I hate to burst your bubble. Nigga, I hate to burst your bubble. Nigga, they bought the CD and the merch together, nigga. That's why the shit counts. The only reason the Billboard, let's have a real fucking conversation, gang. The only reason they stopped making that shit count because of the logic of niggas like this saying it shouldn't count, because Prince figured out a way to fucking jerk the fucking fake ass system, because they don't do nothing but jerk the artist. So he found a way to jerk them back by slipping the CD. Said you buy a shirt and a CD, you get them both for the same price. And he got his numbers up. Guess what person like, oh, they like, oh, I got a CD and a shirt. The fans is happy. The only reason they stopped counting it because a lot of wham crying ass motherfuckers. Right? We're not gonna say no name, because if I say a name, then I'm gonna trigger that fucking fan base on some goofy shit. But we know some artists in this rap space that was really big mad crying because they want to be the only ones that they think is selling units. So when motherfuckers start bundling, they still mad to this day. Taylor Swift, guess what? She bundling like shit. I just need you to know I don't give a fuck. But I'm just telling you, Heineken's logic is that if they stick the bundle together, all of a sudden it ain't real numbers. Well, guess what, my nigga? It low-key does count. Because when I click merch with the bundle, I'm buying it for the music. And I get a shirt with it. Okay? But he tried to say the Clips, really, they numbers. And E-Dub was like, well, what is it really? 80? 90? Like 70? He like, it ain't even that. So what the fuck is it then? It's called a rollout. The fans have gotten accustomed to getting things in bundles. Okay? The fans have gotten accustomed to getting things in bundles. The fans expect a shirt, a CD, a fucking whatever else come in a bundle. I don't buy the shit, a mug, an apron. I don't know what they give these motherfuckers. But at the end of the day, the fans have gotten accustomed to it. It's a way of doing business now to increase the product sales. It's a rough economy, so fans are looking for more for less, right? So they've gotten accustomed to this. They don't just want the album. They want this, that, and the third. So they're getting into that. It's no way that this guy can say that doesn't count toward the clips. That's like saying, well, the vinyl don't count because it ain't a fucking stream or CD. It's silly shit. Well, why are you counting the physicals? That don't count. Like, you can just, if you give a nigga long enough, he can make him an argument about anything. So what I'm saying is, he tried to discredit the clips. I'm like, bro, you're 49. Well, let me keep this in context. I'm going to tell you what happened. The whole conversation was about these two record execs, that real record execs got a real fucking label, and they want the guy with the braids, Heineken, they keep telling him to make a song. The nigga keeps saying, I'm not a rapper. This tell you the state of these fucking labels. He's 49 years old. He's not a rapper. He never rapped a fucking day in his life. But two reputable labels, this is how desperate these labels are. They want him to make a record. He don't even fucking rap. These are the people running the fucking game right now. They want to throw him on the record because he got a hot podcast. And he knows Hove, and he might get a whole verse. This is the state of the business, gang. These are the people running this culture. Okay? I need you to understand what I'm telling you. They want this guy to rap, and he don't even do anything that got nothing to do musically. So after he heard that they keep pressing him, he's like, go, gang, I'm 49 years old. I stutter. I don't want to be a rapper. Stop asking me. So then he took that energy to say, most of these old niggas shouldn't be rapping either. Okay? And then when E-Double was like, yo, we bought he said, what about the clips? How they making it look for older guys? He said, yeah, but everybody ain't that good as the clips. Most of these niggas, he said, they'll hear the clips, and then the old ass nigga, he want to rap. So he don't want these motherfuckers to inspire elder rappers. He don't want these motherfuckers, he want everybody to just stop and give it to fucking who? Who? A Boogie with the hoodie? Who you want to have this shit? Talk to me. Heineken and or Esso. I don't understand what's going on. They got a problem with Nas, right? They for whatever reason, they got a problem with Kendrick because by association, they got to choose one or the other. So they chose Drake some kind of way, right? Just my thoughts. We've heard several other weird little things about, it's like, gang, every couple weeks, it's another weird take that's kind of like, are these niggas really in this culture? Like, who are these two niggas? Like, what the fuck are we doing right here? Like what's going on over there at Bagfuel, right? And I get it. They weren't born podcasters. They were created. They got kind of tossed in. They didn't do this for a living. They got tossed in with Math. Everybody fell in love with Math for show, this, that, and the third. And with their personalities, they kind of gained a core audience. They fell out with Math, went on to do their own thing, this, that, and the third. They obviously didn't know the podcast game, but they found out they didn't know you were even supposed to get paid at all. They were doing it for the love, which a lot of people do. Most of us do this shit for the love in the first place until you realize, oh shit, these motherfuckers will pay your ass. Oh, well, goddamn, I'll do even more shows. So then that's what happened. They start getting paid. They got a really solid brand. They do a lot of good work over there at Bagfuel. But at the end of the day, some of these takes are suspect as fuck. I'm just going to be honest. And it's like, yo, are you not reading the room? Are you not reading the culture? The culture has no problem with elder guys rapping. It's a lot of guys in their 50s, Nas on down. Rakim about to release another joint, Mobb Deep, and that's where the whole conversation started. That was the Mobb Deep album. They're sitting there on trying to figure out Mobb Deep sales, and they both thinking that the Mobb Deep joint, first of all, why are we talking about sales in regards to a fucking Mobb Deep? That's another suspect topic over there. I'm like, why? And that means, to me, y'all focus on the wrong shit. These are the same niggas saying Drake need to come back because the whores come out. That's why the game needs Drake. They need his music. They need his vibe. And now you're talking about Mobb Deep's album sales. Why? Why does it fucking matter? We want to hear Prodigy's voice. We want to hear this shit, what Primo's going to do with this Mobb Deep record. We don't give a fuck what it sells. But the culture don't care about that shit. They're in there making bets about what it's going to fucking sell. What the fuck we talking about? So then he used that argument as to say, this why old niggas shouldn't be rapping because Mobb Deep ain't gonna sell. Well, guess what, my nigga? Rapper, the hip-hop community, we gonna hear that Mobb Deep regardless. Hip-hop is a real small community. All these other motherfuckers that do record sales, this, that, and the third, that's when you enter a pop realm. You go out of your way to get more people who don't listen to rap. You try to make a single, you try to make a video to resonate with the motherfuckers that don't listen to rap. Well, it's people to hear that just want to hear rap. Right? We can hear all the other shit on our own time, but sometimes it's a community that wants to hear hip hop. We're not gonna put it on and be like, I wonder what this shit gonna say. We don't give a fuck. So for you to be bringing up sales in regard to a Mobb Deep, said they called Nas talking about, yo, Nas, you gotta push the button. We need the record sales. Who the fuck calls Nas with some dumb shit? You got E-Double in the fucking studio looking flabbergasted. He can't even believe what he's hearing. He looking around like a nigga, like, what the fuck? Where the fuck am I at? This nigga talking about fucking record sales for Mobb Deep. This nigga talking about clips sales is not real. Like, what we talking about? Why? This some Drake shit right now. The record sales, what it sold. That's why they letting Drake be the fucking king of rap right now, because he can allegedly sell fucking records with the help of Cool Joe the Bot, man. So it's all about if you can sell the records to these motherfuckers. This is why basically you can't be too old and you got to be able to sell records. Then fucking give it to Kodak Black then. I'm like literally, these podcasts, if you're going to put hip hop in your name, you got to represent the culture. And saying that hip hop, old niggas shouldn't rap is not the fucking culture. I'm just going to be honest. As two old niggas, which is weird. What if they start saying old niggas shouldn't have podcasts? They'll never say that though. Because hip-hop's the only genre that you get a fucking age limit. But if they start saying, I don't want to see no podcast if a nigga over 39, y'all niggas gonna be fucked. But at the end of the day, that ageism shit is a problem. The culture is moving forward. We're moving away from a lot of nigga logic. Oh, he's snitching, da-da-da. All this nigga logic that we thought was cool, all this shit that we used to hold up, we thought all these fucking good Young Thug and all these people had so much fucking high standards and moralities. We've learned these motherfuckers talk shit about everybody. They don't fucking stand on their word. A lot of these niggas fold under pressure. So we stop believing in these motherfuckers. So we don't uphold these ideals of goofy shit. And ageism is one of the joints that's going out the fucking window too. That is a hip-hop ideal that's been around for a very long time that we are just starting to take. We're starting to put a foothold in this where people starting to say, nah, we don't fucking give a fuck about your age. But you got two old ass niggas with nigga logic coming on a fucking national podcast talking about niggas shouldn't be rapping over a certain age. It's a fucking problem. And then you point to record sales, which most motherfuckers don't give two shits about. Right? It's a funny story here and there. Oh, Joey Badass sold 9,000. Joey Badass gonna be fine, my nigga. All right? It's a funny little quip to say, oh, Joey Badass did it, or whoever sold this, that. But we don't go around all day, well, what the fuck? What Rock Marciano sell again? Did you listen to it or did you not listen to it? The fact that we got to sit here and have a conversation and make bets on if Mobb Deep going to do 100,000 units, first of all, they're not going to do that. But at the end of the day, it's irrelevant because the people that need to hear it. Right? Prodigy family is going to benefit from that. So it's not about how many records it sold. That's that bullshit that comes from these other, that's that record labels. Who cares about the fucking sales but the niggas that's gonna get paid from the fucking sales? The record execs that want your ass rapping at 49 and you ain't never wrote a fucking bar in your life. Who's gonna care but them two niggas over there? And I know I burn a lot of bridges with these fucking podcasts. I say a lot of shit. I'll never end up at the fucking whatever studio it is over there, but I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. That's the difference. I hold this hip hop shit in high fucking regard. I do not fucking cave or bend on none of this shit. And it's like the reason that it's still here because certain of us fucking make sure it goes nowhere. So that a guy like Kendrick can excel and take it beyond where we started it with. And do this shit right. Not fucking ride behind a nigga, a bubble bath rapper that fucking bring whores and he could go to strip clubs and throw money in the fucking air. That's not why we do this. That's not what we care about on this hip hop side. We like bars. We like mature fucking subject matter. We like to be entertained with skillful fucking poetry. Dope ass beats. We don't give a fuck what it's sold. So for you to say, oh, you shouldn't be rapping because it ain't gonna sell no units anyway. That means we looking at you sideways now. I'm just gonna be honest. So I did my best to not be disrespectful, and I don't think I was. I hope I was respectful. I could talk to these niggas, maybe go on their show one day. Who gives a fuck? One or the other, right? But at the end of the day, I'm not here to be against my peers, but at the same time, we gotta take this shit serious. We gotta take a stand, and niggas need to be told when they're out of line. I think the Andre 3000 conversation, I think all that shit was out of line. I think the conversation about the record sales, I think the conversation about Jim Jones being more fucking influential than not, all that shit is out of line shit to me. I didn't even, it's more topics that they've hit that you scratching your head like, what are these niggas talking about? I'm just gonna be honest. So at that note, man, I'm gonna leave it at that, man. Listen. I just want motherfuckers to be more aware that this archaic way of thinking that you're too old or you didn't make a lot of money or whatever, it's motherfuckers that really, really love this craft that can tour and make money on their level. They can make more money than somebody at a job if they just stay focused, sell their CDs and their fucking shirts, do their shows, do 20 shows a year. They can eat $70,000, $80,000 a year, $100,000 a year just off fucking shows. While you're sitting there talking about Drake need to come back to the city. It's motherfuckers that make a living off this hip hop shit that don't fucking need to sell out, that don't fucking need to quit because they 49 years old. It's none of that shit. We're not jacking that shit no more. You need to keep this shit honest. A lot of these motherfuckers, these young guys that you think got all this motherfucking money, they living off festivals, they ass is broke because they sitting there trying to buy chains, buy fucking cars. Niggas can't even pay the note on half that shit. Looking rich, broke as fuck. And it ain't even about being broke. What it's about is motherfuckers knowing who they are. It's a bunch of old school rappers that tour all fucking year that got more money than these young motherfuckers that you think should be running this fucking game. They all fucking they leaned out, can't finish they fucking raps. So no, we don't want them running this shit. I don't think just because you young, you fucking good. All right, CLBMG, I'm out here, man. Listen, head on over to black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you. They ship all over the continental U.S. Also, every Wednesday night. Did we touch on this? I don't even think we were supposed to touch on this last Wednesday. Did we talk about it? I think we did. Every Wednesday night, we go live. The What Show, me, TJ, and Fliz, about 9:15. If we ain't talk about it, we gonna definitely talk about it this week. But I think we did talk about ageism in hip-hop. But it's a never-ending topic because, let me just say this. It's never-ending topic because people keep bringing it up. And we have to check it. And we have to address it. So this is an addressing of the topic of ageism and the topic of who sells records and who don't. And if you don't sell records, you need to quit. I disagree with that logic, and I know a lot of you do too. I'm out of here, man. CLBMG, peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.
Get my coat, get my sheepskin, grab my wallet, get my pocket knife, and get that hat right there. We out. Grab my pocket knife too. Let's go. When I first came to the city, niggas didn't believe me. I just wanted to join a team and throw assist pass easily. 6 man off the bench, alley-oop pass freely. Suit up for one game and hope a scout might see me. But nah, niggas is greedy, wasn't rocking with him. Unplugged the scoreboard, put a lock on the gym. Told me to power forward, point guard at the rim. And left me with no center and a ball full of phlegm. Not knowing that I'm a dog, a Rottweiler within. With the heart of a pit bull that don't bark for pretend. My bites cut deep, break the bone and the skin. With the level of hustlenomics you do not comprehend. So first I took a block down on the west side end. And then secured a spot with some goons and some kin. And then sent out some flyers, let the games begin. And in 6 months time, the city like that's him. Oh yeah, he the one that moved the hustle to the burbs. And yeah, he the one that knocked the hustlers off the curb. And yeah, he the one that set up shop without a word. And he the one that got it cracking. And all he did was rapping by the Hooters. I kept killers from being shooters. Put a mic in a thug's hand, now he loyal like Pats fans. Take a man off the streets past the needles and crack cans. Promise mama to keep him safe, then put some food in his face, and he'll kill for you. But I don't need him for that. Click like, click share. Tell them bitches we back. Share the whole location. Tell them niggas where we at. Cause we out here. We ain't the cheese, we the trap.